Hello beauties, I'm here, Kayla Cedana here. I'm gonna be answering some questions today. I posted it on my Instagram, but I'm gonna answer them here as well, just about myself and my work. And yeah, if you have more questions, put them in the comments below. The first one is, why did you leave New York for Mexico? Do you miss New York? First of all, no, definitely don't miss New York. I've been in Mexico for 5 years. I lived in New York for 8 years. And yeah, I had been wanting to leave New York for a very long time, and I dreamt of living in a beautiful beach paradise place, and I just didn't feel like I could leave. I had many reasons keeping me there, and actually what finally made me leave was when the pandemic hit and I was forced to leave fashion. I couldn't work anymore. And then I started to study Ayurvedic nutrition, and I put out my first clothing line, and that was all great. But then the pandemic hit and things got very dark, and I started to kind of go crazy. You might resonate a little bit. And I kind of like fled to Mexico to meet my girlfriends there, just to get out because I was going crazy. I had to leave. And when I arrived in Mexico, I all of a sudden met all of these other expats that were living there full-time or part-time. And I started to discover a whole world of different holistic healing ceremonies and treatments and educations and studies and different people. And I felt like so inspired, and I decided to move there. And it was like the best choice I had ever made because I'd been wanting to leave for a very long time, and Mexico is the best. Like, the water is warm, it's always sunny. I was originally planning to live in California because I was studying in Kerala Ayurveda nutrition in California. So I was planning to move there, but when I went to Tulum, it's much better. I mean, in terms of the beach and everything like that. So I ended up living there. Next question is, and what are you doing in Mexico? Well, when I first moved here, I was studying all different things: yoga teacher training, Ayurvedic nutrition, Thai medicine, massage, EFT tapping, IFS parts therapy, water therapy, which was what my soul just felt so alive and called to. And now I just left my last job on the island at a hotel where I was giving the water therapy 3 months ago, and I just decided to commit all of my time and energy into building this dream business that I have to bring people to the water, to open their voices, and to help them heal. So definitely follow my journey as each day unfolds a new chapter of this. And what I'm building truly is my life's work, because I always knew that I was destined to become a healer and to help people heal themselves, always. So maybe you've heard my story before, but when I was born, my mom was very sick. She struggled with addiction and mental illness, and later she got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and the doctors told us that she would die that year. I was 12, so every day I was waiting and wondering, is she gonna die? And I always had to take care of her, and I always had to be attuned to her. And I felt it was my responsibility to heal her. So from birth, I had this distillation of desire to heal my mother. How do I heal her? How do I fix her? I felt it was my responsibility. So I always felt that calling and that yearning and that desire. And when my mom died 9 years ago, and I was working as a fashion designer and I was unhappy, I had such a rude wake-up call. Like, life is so short, and in one instance, 1 second, you can lose it all. And you have to follow your dreams now. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. So that's when I was like, I'm done with fashion. I gave myself a little like ceremony celebration by putting out my own heartfelt collection before I left fashion. I still have some of that stuff for sale online. And then when I started studying Ayurvedic nutrition and moved to Mexico, that was what has been feeding my desire the whole time, is this over giving, this over loyalty that I didn't choose to have and I was forced to have. And I wasn't really able to develop my own boundaries and sense of self and know what it felt like to give to myself. So it felt really hard for me to give to myself when I had to become an adult and take care of myself. And I was very unhappy for a very long time. And I just thought that that's how I was. I just thought that that's how life was. And when I found water therapy and the voice activations that I share that have healed me so much, I instantly felt this life force come through me, and I felt such a revival. I felt like fully nourished and desiring to give. And I felt like that was how I was able to kind of reshape my relationship to work and to giving and receiving. And this is the path that I bring women through with the work that I offer. So helping you to bring back, to unwind those patterns maybe that you've spent a long time developing. Like me, I spent 30 years, most of my life, acting in a way that was draining me constantly, and I almost didn't even know that I was doing it. So through the vocal activations that I offer and the water therapy training, it's a way to teach yourself how to give to yourself first and fill your cup first. And of course, if that's something that inspires you, you'll be able to teach that as well. The next question is, what is this water therapy? What exactly happens in the session? So the water is the feminine, the water is the mother, the sister. The water is the emotions. It represents our sacral chakra, where all of our emotions are stored. So this is an emotional healing. Usually people are drawn to this when they feel a desire to have relief with stress, with anxiety, with grief, with sadness, with anger. And you come to the session, and usually when you decide to have a session, the energy of the water, the spirit of the water starts to work through you before you've even stepped in the water, because you've made this decision, this intention to connect with a part of yourself truly, because we are made of water. So by receiving the session of the water, you're going to yourself to pray, to have an intention for relief, for surrendering, for letting go, for asking for support. So it's a very personal session, and it's very much connected to the voice, and that's why I'm connecting the Vocal Awakening method to these water sessions, because they're very much, they go hand in hand. So the sacral chakra, the emotional center, is connected to the throat, our voice, our sense of expressing our desires, our creations, our sadness, all of it. And when we don't express these feelings, we might feel heavy or blocked or sad, or like we're not like living our fullest. So these sessions are a wonderful opportunity to start to release what we've been carrying through the mouth, through your breath, through your voice. So we go under the water. Most people go under the water. Not everybody has to. A lot of people have trauma or fear of the water, and that's okay. We don't have to, but still we're going to work with the throat, with the breath, with the voice. I always encourage people to make any sound, vocalize anything they want to come out, because the voice is so intelligent. It knows how to release what the body needs to release from the emotional center. So it's such a beautiful combination, and I've never seen any other water therapist include this in their method. And for me, it's been so transformative using the two together. So when you're in the session, like I said, you can either stay above the water the whole time if you're not ready to go under the water, or if you do want to go under, I will explain more in detail before the session, but I always give you a signal so you know before I take you under. And it's a healing of trust. It's a healing of surrendering, of letting me do something to you and trusting your body and your breath to flow in the moment. And that surrendering little by little helps you to let go. So once you go under the water, I'm able to move your body around in all different positions and swim you around like a mermaid and a fish, and release, let go. And oftentimes people reach very, very deep states of meditation. I call it water samadhi. So samadhi is like the deepest state of meditation that the yogis seek. Actually, that's why yogis do yoga and these different asanas, so that they can sit in meditation for hours, so that they can hopefully potentially reach samadhi, which is the point where the ego dissolves into itself and where everything disappears and where time stops and nothing matters anymore. And I feel that I've reached these states in the water sessions when I've been under the water. And I've had clients that have reached that as well. Many, many people, where even just 1 second where you forget, are you above the water? Are you under the water? Are you inhaling? Are you exhaling? And then you realize it doesn't matter because you're so relaxed and so at peace. And then when you come out of the session, you remember your life and your problems and the things you've been worried about or stressed about. And then you feel like, oh, that's nothing. You felt such a relief from even those few moments at peace under the water that you come back very equipped to handle the rest of the day. And usually people are connected to joy and laughter. Usually when there's a big release of stagnant energy like anger or sadness, there can be such joy, childlike healing, and play. The next question is, what else do you do when you're not working and giving water therapy? Well, I'm also a deep house DJ. I've been DJing house music since 2012. And I stopped a little bit when I moved to Mexico, but now I'm coming back. So yeah, I was mainly DJing in New York, and then I did a little bit in Tulum and Costa Rica, and then I took 4 years off because I was focusing on my healing. But now since moving to Holbox, there's this beautiful beach club that plays house music over the sunset, and I live right next to it, and I just feel like, let's go. This is the perfect opportunity. Also, like, daytime vibe is like totally my style because I'm sober, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I love cacao. So this energy is totally my vibe. And other than that, I'm always playing and learning different instruments. I'm singing, I love to cook, I have a dog and a cat, and I love to take my dog around the island and ride around on our bikes together. Also, a lot of people ask me, do you get tired when you give these sessions? And the answer is no. And this is why this is my life's work, and this is why I'm sharing this with you, because that's how I know that this is my life's work. Actually, I feel the opposite. I feel energized. I feel overflowing. I feel relaxed. I feel inspired. I feel excited. I feel creative. All of those things. And so this is the voice to water path that I've created. So we start online and then we make our way in person to the water to do a series of activations and offerings that I'm creating now. And this is the path that, for me, it allowed me to learn how to come back to myself, to develop this inner compass, this self-trust, this connection with myself that not only heals and transmutes the energy, but allows me to be able to trust myself as my own guide to guide me towards what's going to work best for me in terms of building my business, building my life's work, and that's what I'm going to be offering for you. So whether you feel like, oh, I want to be a singer, or, oh, I want to be a water therapist, if you go through the voice to water path, you're going to be able to heal and recalibrate and connect back within to have that answer yourself from your own voice. And so I'm really excited to be bringing all of you on the journey with me. So follow along. I do have one session available if you're interested to work with me. It's going to be in the link in my bio. This is the 3 Tides, 3 vocal activation sessions. And stay tuned, like this, share this with a friend who might be interested. Drop a comment below. Let me know how this landed. If you have other questions, and I will see you tomorrow.